Time again for Let's Talk Antiques. Thanks for tuning in to Thunder Radio. Thanks for watching. And thanks for listening. On TV and on the radio, we're live from 9 until 10 on Thunder Radio each Wednesday. Let's Talk Antiques includes a panel of David Pennington, Ronnie Branch, and Philip Scoggins. Good morning.
Good morning.
And
We're so glad to be here.
Since the last time you've hosted with us, we've gone on LightTube now. So we're on Charter and LightTube
What
now.
about that?
So,
Awesome.
We reach a lot of people now. So do your little spiel before you get started, and we'll tell people what we're going to. We need them to.
my spiel about, if you're, go check us out on Facebook, and please like and share the newest episode, and that will bump us up in the ranks, and so Facebook will share it to more people if it shows excitement about it. Speaking of which, it is as of the last several weeks, Let's Talk Antiques is the highest rated Facebook show that P-Head has on the Charter 193.
I get excited just thinking about it.
It's I guess everybody's trying to figure out ways to save money and spend money, spend the stuff that they've got stuck in the closet.
Well, that's the way to make it and save it both.
Yeah.
Listen, when investment companies put these signs in gas pumps and Coke machines and other things, not just those coins and whatever, but when they do that, as part of your portfolio, that tells you something.
It does, yeah.
Matter of fact, I had some people that's over the helps put on the Bonnaroo show. There was a couple of those gentlemen over at the house last night.
Oh,
they're here, doing
yeah.
their
I heard
little meeting.
there's some kind of thing going on this week for people involved.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Ronnie, now didn't you have what's your little catchphrase about that liking and stuff? You got a catchphrase that you say. You remember what it was?
That was a week ago, David.
Yeah.
Well, was that just off the top of your head
That
stuff?
was off the top of my head. Right.
Watch, like, share, repeat. Is that
Yeah, watch, like, share, rinse and repeat.
All right,
I
so
think that's close.
yeah. So today's show's going to be about, hopefully we'll get down the line here some, top 10 coins worth collecting, and fractional currency. That happened during the Civil War, when the Civil War started, and you'll get more into it, and you can tell them why
really
fractional currency come into it, and large size notes, and that could be two different things. They actually printed a bill called a wallpaper. It's a lot bigger than just the average size bill.
Yeah.
Called a wallpaper.
And they called it wallpaper because it was so big. Mm-hmm. And also, it'll be talking about like $1,000 bills, $500 bills, Federal Reserve transfers. You remember at one time the Federal Reserve caught on fire in the 1800s, 60s, 70s, somewhere in there. Anyway, so they got up there and throwed a bunch of that currency out, and people picked it up. Most of it was burned, but some of it survived, like $10,000 gold notes and that kind of stuff. They were only used, though, to transfer from one reserve to the other, or from banks to the reserve.
I did not know that.
Well,
Learn something new every day.
oh, heck yeah. And then, believe it or not, who would have ever thought after the Civil War, Confederate currency was worth zero, right? I mean, no value. And I remember as a kid, my 6th grade teacher, her grandpa, that's how far back, actually was in the Civil War, Miss Moffett.
Oh, wow.
And she had his uniform. She had all kinds of stuff from the Civil War. But one thing I remember, she had a trunk full of Confederate money. And if we get to that, they are going to be surprised. we might have to do it next week. But, you won't believe the prices for some of those Confederate notes. Right?
Yeah. It's
right,
amazing.
Ronnie? Yeah, I know
Right.
you've looked at them.
Yep.
And then there's just general things like U.S. paper money, and then U.S. paper money large notes again, two different ways.
Right.
So let's get started, and we're going to do the top 10 coins worth collecting. Is that right?
Top 10
Is that right,
coins
guys?
worth collecting, according to
Yeah.
Spruce Crafts. So number 10, we'll start at the bottom and go up from there, is You guys tell me if you have any of these. The 1909 St. Gaudens Arabic numerals with no motto. So this is a $20 gold piece here. United States first minted this St. Gaudens $20 gold piece in 1907. The first coins were made in ultra high relief, but proved too difficult to strike correctly and did not stack neatly for bankers. Engravers at the mint lowered the relief in 2008, and coins were readily made for production. Most numismatics agree that the St. Gaudens $20 gold piece is the most beautiful coin ever made by the United States Mint. Initially, the motto, "In God We Trust," was not included in the original design and the design was modified at the end of 1908 to include the motto on the reverse of each coin. This no motto coin is available at a modest price, considering it is a gold coin that will add value to any collection. So there you go, the no
And
motto.
we'll look up some of this stuff if we get to it.
Yeah. Here's the, number 9 is a 1932 D Washington quarter. The Washington quarter first produced in 1932 and was intended to be a one-year commemorative coin to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's death. Due to the Great Depression, no Washington quarters were produced in 1933. However, the issue proved to be so popular that the design was permanently adopted in 1934 and is still in use to this date. The 1932 S Washington quarter has a lower mintage than the 1932 D, but more of them were saved and are readily available in higher grades. The 1932 D is scarce and will prove to be a better addition to your coin collection, and most probably will appreciate better than the San Francisco issue. So D meaning the Denver one, right? Okay.
Yeah, you know, and believe it or not, if you watch your change, you can still get some old coins.
True. I got a Buffalo nickel the other day.
See what I mean?
Yeah, and showed it to my kids. My
Ronnie,
kids
now I
were
know you
really
told me
amazed by it. Yeah.
a few weeks ago that you got some coins back in change up. So
Always finding old coins. You just look.
Okay, number 8 is the 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter, Type 1. The Standing Liberty Quarter was first produced in 1916 with a very limited mintage. Therefore, the 1916 Standing Liberty Quarter is extremely rare and expensive. Consequently, the second year of production, the 1917, is a more affordable example of a classic United States coin. The Type 1 coin features Lady Liberty with her left breast exposed. Some people believe outrage sparked by the public caused the United States Mint to produce a second type of coin with Lady Liberty's chest covered by a coat of chainmail. Another theory is that the United States was preparing for entrance into World War I in 1917, and the coat of chainmail was added to indicate that Lady Liberty was ready for battle. Circulated examples of this coin are affordable for even the beginning collector. An intermediate coin collector can easily obtain uncirculated examples. So that's the 1917 second year Standing Liberty Quarter Type 1, the exposed version. Okay, number 7 is a 1916 D Mercury dime. You know, I might have one of these.
Mercury dime?
Yeah, I think I might have this one. Another coin that was part of the American Renaissance of American coinage in 1916 was the Mercury dime. Although the proper name for the coin is the Winged Liberty head dime, the public thought that the lady with wings on her head was actually the Roman god Mercury. Production of the coin at the Denver Mint in 1916 yielded only 264,000 coins. This immediately made the coin very rare. Coupled with the popularity of the new design, only intermediate and advanced collectors will be able to afford one of these coins for their collection. So I probably don't have the first year then. But I know I have an old Mercury dime. Okay, here's a number 6 is a 1937 D three-legged buffalo nickel. So the three-legged buffalo. It's another era coin that became very popular with collectors given the time and cost to produce coin dies, many dies were polished or ground in order to extend their die life. Clearly, an overzealous mint employee ground the surface of the die to the point where it removed the details of the front leg of the buffalo on the reverse of the coin. This coin did not immediately receive the popularity and newsworthiness of the 1955 double die Lincoln cent. Therefore, a majority of these coins saw circulation. Most intermediate and advanced collectors of buffalo nickels will want to add one of these to their collection. Circulated examples are moderately priced, but uncirculated examples are scarce, and only coin collectors with a deep pocket will be able to afford those. So I should go back and look at my buffalo nickel I got last week then.
Never know what you can find.
You never know. It might be that one. Number 5 is a 1955 double die Lincoln cent. This is another coin that is extremely popular among Lincoln penny collectors. Although this is considered an error coin, many collectors still seek to add one to their collection. This coin is undoubtedly the most famous error coin ever produced by the United States Mint. The tale of this error coin began when the United States Mint used a coin die that received two impressions that were slightly offset from each other. Mint workers discovered the area after approximately 20 to 24,000 coins were already mixed with a batch of properly produced coins. The mint decided that it was not worth the expense to melt the entire quantity of coins to scrap the error coins that got mixed in. When news of the error coin began appearing in local papers in the northeastern United States, many people pulled the coins out of circulation. There are many uncirculated and about uncirculated examples that can be obtained for your collection. Here's the 1914D Lincoln cent. Although not as scarce as the 1909S, the 1914D coin comes in a close second with a minting of 1,193,000 coins produced. What makes this coin desirable is that uncirculated specimens were not saved in the same quantities that the 1909 coins were. Therefore, uncirculated 1914 examples are scarcer than the more popular 1909. Given the popularity of Lincoln cents among coin collectors, this coin has also maintained its value over time, especially for intermediate and expert collectors seeking a quality uncirculated coin. However, uncirculated specimens are also within the coin collecting budget of beginning and intermediate coin collectors, just since there was so many of those printed. Yeah. Here's I think we've talked about this, the 1878 CC Morgan silver dollar.
Carson City?
Yeah. In 1878, the United States Congress passed the Bland-Allison Act that required the U.S. government to purchase large quantities of silver and turn it into silver dollars. Engraver George T. Morgan initially created this design to be used for a $50. It was eventually modified and adapted for the silver dollar beginning in 1878. The United States Mint was consumed entirely with producing silver dollars to fulfill the requirements of the Bland-Allison Act. Although the 1878 CC Morgan silver dollar is not a key date nor scarce, with approximately 2 million pieces minted in the Carson City Mint facility, owning one of these early coins produced at the Carson City Mint will add character to any coin collection. Circulated pieces are moderately priced within the budget of a beginning collector, and uncirculated pieces are also within the budget of an intermediate collector. Number 2, the 1921 peace dollar. Anthony DeFracy designed the peace silver dollar. It was first produced in December 1921. United States Mint also produced a substantial mintage of 1921 dated Morgan silver dollars. The idea to commemorate the peace that followed the Great War was first proposed by Farron Zeber, former president of the American Numismatic Association, from 1918 to 1910. The idea caught on, and DeFransky produced a beautiful design emblematic of liberty on the obverse and peace symbolized by an American eagle on the reverse. The first piece silver dollar minted in 1921 had a high relief, but were too difficult to strike up. The mint did not begin striking these coins until December 26, 1921. This late start gave an extremely limited number for the United States Mint to produce these new dollars. Slightly more than 1 million coins were struck, and the public snapped them up rapidly. Although this coin can be considered scarce, a beginning collector can acquire a circulated example for a modest price.
All right, save number one. We got to take a break.
All
Got to
right.
pay a light bill.
Let's Talk Antiques continues on Thunder Radio.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
All right, so we're back to our number one.
So our number one top 10 coins worth collecting. I guess these are all United States coins. We add that in there.
Mm-hmm.
In 1909, the United States changed the design of the 1-cent coin from the Indian head to a design that commemorates the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The coin was an instant success with the public. However, Victor David Brenner placed his 3 initials on the reverse of the coin near the bottom. Previous designers only used their last initial, and mint designer Charles Barber took exception to this new trend. After the United States Mint facility at San Francisco produced 484,000 new Lincoln pennies, the initials on the reverse were removed. This change in design created an instant scarcity. Some may argue that the 1909 VDB, as it's referred to, Lincoln cent, is the most popular U.S. coin. Many coin collectors began their coin collecting journey by collecting Lincoln pennies. Given its scarcity, the 1909 VDB is the holy grail of Lincoln pennies. This rare coin is usually the last coin Lincoln penny collectors will add to their collection. Over the years, this coin has maintained its value and prestige among collectors in the United States coins. Now, I would say it's more than maintained its value since its original value was a penny.
Mm-hmm.
So I flipped over to see what a 1909 VDB penny will bring. The highest one was, they were asking $10,045, and they took a best offer. But the second priced one is an uncirculated coin. It's a nice case and everything. $8,495. So if you spent a penny or just stuck a penny away in 1909, it could be worth $8,495. And then they go down, like the really high quality ones are in the 8,000 range, and then they drop down into the upper 5,000 range. And here's one that had 66 bids on it for and it went for $5,000.
A penny saved is a penny earned.
I tell you.
Yeah.
So let me flip the price and see what the cheapest you can get one is.
Well, it's just a 1909, right? Just a plain.
Just a 1909. What else okay, so these aren't authentic. Okay, so these are like reproduction copy things.
Of the real one?
Silver dollar sized is what these are
Oh.
and stuff. So these are
The VDBs?
yeah. Gosh, I didn't know they did that.
Well, you can get one for a reasonable price, though.
Yeah, well, this is not a real coin though.
Yeah,
These
but
are
still,
going for
that's kind
$10.
of neat, though. Have a silver dollar size one.
All right, here's one that says it's real. That's in. Oh my goodness, you can't even read the.
It's
the
kind of
date on
worn,
it.
huh?
Very hard to find. This coin is it's in its original unclear condition, and so a horrible condition one you can get for $17. So there you go.
You can't even read it, though, can you?
No, you absolutely cannot read that coin.
How can they verify that it is that?
I don't know. Maybe I think that's a John Hirschman question. Do you think he could tell
I
us
think
that?
he could answer it.
Here's one that says a 1909 S possible VDB because it has environmental damage, went for $71. So they're like saying that they're not even sure it could be. Here's some others that are going for like $100, really bad condition ones, but that they're definitely real. So
But just having one.
for $100 you can get one that's in really bad shape.
But can you still read the back of it and stuff?
No, they're not showing pictures of the back, are they?
They're not.
We got a good picture of the front there.
They have good pictures of the front. They do not give you a picture where it shows the VDB. I don't know. I guess that's where you hope for a good seller. A reputation helps you with that. Okay. All right. Well, shall we move on from our top 10?
I think
Well, let's look
there?
up some of the other
you
coins
wanna-
in the top 10 bracket.
What are you
Right.
what are you partial to?
Well, just do your top 4 or 5 there,
Okay.
like your Carson City and like your piece dollar.
1921 piece dollar. How's that?
Okay.
Let me jump over that. Y'all chat while I'm doing this here.
Yeah. Well, it won't take you that long, will it?
hopefully.
I had a copy and paste. Okay. All right. I'm still going.
Yeah, you
from,
about to
from
get it.
low to
though, I
high
can tell.
here. Whoops.
Forgot to turn that phone off, didn't you?
Highest first. There you go. Okay. Spectacular piece dollar complete set, 1921 through 1935. So these are actually there's only 6 of them, but anyway, 17 bids went for $2,750. Let's find just individuals. Okay. 1921 piece dollar, high relief, uncirculated. $2,300 is the buy now on that. And there are several, right around 2,000. They dropped down to 1,800 with a grade of 65.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty decent price coin.
That's a pretty good return on your money,
that's a
isn't
pretty
it?
good return too for a dollar.
I think coins absolutely must be a real good return on the money.
I think so too.
Hey,
Okay.
the double die, 55 penny.
Yeah.
Highest one on here is $32,000,
Wow.
and then it drops down to like 5,800. Now we're just talking about a penny here. 3,700, 3,200, 2,400. All these are double die, 55 pennies. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is.
Those are all uncirculated and graded too.
Yeah, well that
So
ain't. It's $2,088.
Wow.
Here's another one. Here's one for they wanted 2,000. It looks like they got 1,900 or so for it. 1,800, 1,700. 1,700 one had 23 bids, and you can just clearly see that double die 55 penny too.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah, it's a very distinct double print on it. Here, okay. Jumping to the next one on my list is the 1878 Carson City. Here is a graded 65 on it in a really, really nice case. 30 bids on that, $5,800. Here's another one, uncirculated, graded a 65 also. 23 bids on that for $5,351. Here is a 66 grade, but not in quite as fancy of a container. Buy it now is $4,600. Oh wow! And here another 65 grade, They asked $1,500 and took a best offer. And the next one is a I can't read their grade on that. I think it's a 51. It drops down to $1,500. So I guess 65 is the highest you can get on grading. And if you're lucky, you get upwards of $5,000 for them. And once they drop below that in quality, they go down to about $1,500.
That's still a lot of money for
$1,500
return on the coin.
That's still not a bad, But I'd say the general going rate is $1,300 to $1,500 on these. So, okay, what was our next one on this? US dollar, what were we doing? 19. Okay, so that's a 1914 D Lincoln penny.
Yeah.
So let's go with that.
So, evidently the top 10, period, is high dollar. But when you get into 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's sure enough high dollar.
Yep. Here's the top priced one. They wanted $5,450 and took a best offer. But the next highest one had 46 bids and went for $3,706. The next one had 58 bids and went for $3,300. Man, I tell you, I can't imagine getting in a bidding war for a penny and going up to $3,000.
Hey, with that, guess what we got to do now? We got to pay the gas bill.
Okay. All right.
Stay tuned for more Let's Talk Antiques on Thunder Radio.
Hello, I'm Pickin' Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Back for more Let's Talk Antiques continues.
All right, so our second thing that we wanted to talk about, and you're right, Philip, we'll never get to the Civil War money.
Yeah, I figured we wouldn't get past 2.
But the second thing we want to talk about is fractional currency. And what caused that, Philip?
The Civil War caused a coin crisis that led to the production of postage currency, which can also be called fractional currency. During the war, the federal government and banks soon began to refuse to redeem paper money for coins. And this led to worried citizens hoarding coins, which in turn led to a shortage of coins. Merchants and shoppers had to be creative when buying and selling goods. Various tokens, IOUs, and postage stamps served as the small change necessary for commerce. The government soon realized formal action was required to deal with the coin crisis, and in 1862, U.S. Treasurer Francis E. Spinner sat down at his desk and created miniature banknotes using treasury paper and pasted onto postage stamps. I've never even heard of this before this article.
See, you learn something all the time.
That's right. He signed them with a signature that he had perfected to avoid counterfeiting. Congress supported the plan, and President Lincoln signed the issuing of notes into law on July 17, 1862. The government adopted Spinner's design that year, creating miniature notes in 5, 10, 25, and 50-cent denominations. This first series was called postage currency because it kept the look of postage stamps. Subsequent issues did not use the postage stamp design and were called fractional currency. The bills measured from 2.5 to 5 inches wide, 1.5 to 2 1/4 inches high, and ranged in value from 3 to 50 cents. From 1862 to 1876, there were 23 different designs over 5 series of fractional currency. Now, that would get confusing there. The first issue of fractional notes was printed between August 21st, 1862 and May 27th, 1863. The government hired the National Banknote Company for the engraving of the obverse and the American Banknote Company for the engravings on the reverse of the bills. Notes without a monogram on the reverse are believed to have both sides printed by the NBNC and are a rare variety. The early release of the stamps had perforated edges like those of postage stamps. These were soon replaced by the straight edge style. The perforated style of notes are scarcer and usually command higher value. All Issue 1 bills had postage currency printed on them. Issue 1 was made up of 4 denominations of 4 varieties of each: perforated edge with or without reverse monogram, and straight edge with or without reverse monogram. 5 cents Jefferson on obverse, biscuit to light chocolate color. 10 cent Washington on green obverse, black on the reverse. 25 cents, 5 cent Jeffersons on obverse, biscuit to light chocolate. And the 50-cent one had 5 10-cent Washingtons on the obverse. Strange. Okay, let me jump to specifics. Counterfeits, and the government introduced variations. There were many counterfeits, and the government introduced variations in paper dimensions and designs. Washington's portrait appears on the obverse of all the bills in a gilded oval frame, leading Issue 2 to be known as the Porthole series. The gilding may have been an anti-counterfeit measure. The obverses also have vignettes featuring locomotives, steamships, and horse-drawn wagons, emblems of industry and industrial progress. So there's a whole lot of different designs on them, and they look like old dollar bills, or old paper bills.
Well, they're smaller than a...
Yeah, but they're very nicely made. Oh. They're not skimping on them. They're just really small.
Yeah.
So there are 5 issues. Let me jump down to a summation. There are some rare notes to watch out for, such as the Issue 1 10-cent bill, which has been reversed. The printing on the reverse is upside down in relationship to the printing on the front. Fractional currency can be fairly easy to find. So much of it remains well within the means of most collectors, as common notes can be found for a few dollars. However, there are rarities that can run into the hundreds of dollars. For example, in 2006, an 1864 50-cent third issue with red reverse without a surcharge and the front having a 1 and A in a rare position sold for $3,100. A fourth issue 50-cent described as uncirculated and with rare centering sold for $2,350. And on the under end of the scale, countless pieces of fractional currency can be found listed on worthpoint.com, selling for less than $10. So let's see what they say on some of these. Here's a 10-cent Washington Issue 1 that says postage currency furnished only by the assistant treasurers and designated depositories of the United States, receivable for postage stamps at any post office. And who is this here? 10-cent William M. Meredith, Issue 5 on the left. Okay, I don't know. Have any idea who William M. Meredith
on
is?
The bill.
But he got on a 5-cent bill.
He's not on $1,000 bill, but he's on a 5-cent.
Meredith was Secretary of the Treasury during President Zachary Taylor's administration.
There you are.
There you go. That would. I don't think you can put yourself on the bill anymore when you're Secretary Treasurer.
You can't?
I don't think you can. I think you have to get special permission for it. All right, so I looked up fractional currency, but I also want to hit what was the other term for the beginning? Is it postage currency? I want to get it exactly right. Yeah, postage currency. And see if that pulls up more. Well, let me spell it right. It always works better for that. Okay, nope. All right. So here is looking on eBay for some fractional currency here. This is a original 1869 large red seal 15-cent fractional currency note. The buy it now was $1,858. It's way above what the article says these things are going for.
Well, believe, isn't that hard to believe?
Yeah.
I tell you what, they can say what they want, but the true test, you know, you can look in all the books you want.
What it actually brings.
Yeah. When you look at the sold items, that's where it's at, ain't it?
That's where it is, yeah.
Books, you know, books stay a year behind to start with.
True. All right, here is a lot of 43 framed United States fractional currency notes. 50, 25, 15, 10, 5, and 3 cents. This is not very well done, but they're framed, and it looks like they're shrink wrapped.
Well, they're
or
sewed
something.
in a frame, too. They're not
Yeah.
even really framed.
It's not a very good job.
It looks like one of the cheaper frames.
Yeah, but there are 43 of these in here, and there were 21 people that bid on it, and it went for $1,335. So probably more than the people that listed that thought it was going to bring.
Yeah, especially all the fancy framework they do.
Yeah. Imagine if they had framed it up really nice and did
Yeah, and actually had them cut out for each one of them.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, well, okay, here's a 15-cent third issue fractional currency, a 64 grade. They wanted $1,250 and took a best offer that was somewhere between that and $875. Now, here's an older one. This jumps back to, this isn't what the article was about, but this is a 1776 fractional currency. Now, when they were talking about fractional currency back then, it was 2/3 of a cent.
2/3 of a cent.
$875.
Does that tell you that a penny used to be worth something?
A penny used to be worth quite a bit if you could split it into a third there.
The most,
Or 2/3, yeah.
the most, far as value on a penny, growing up, the only thing I can remember is a penny piece of bubble gum.
Yep, there you go.
It actually cost a penny.
Mm-hmm. All right, here's something pretty interesting. Here is an uncut sheet of 5-cent fractional currency. So this is a 5x4 uncut sheet from the mint, graded of graded 55.
That's getting up there, isn't it?
One bid on that, $850. It's not bad for. What was that? That was $1. Yeah.
You know,
$1's worth of stuff.
I've seen modern uncut sheets of bills, but I wonder. I guess they did it then too, because there's proof of it.
There you go.
But I used to see. I've seen uncut sheet of $2 bills and different denomination.
Yeah.
Mostly $2 bills.
Okay, here is a 63 graded 1869 fractional 4th edition. It's a 50-cent Lincoln bill. The buy it now on that was $749. And here's another one that's that was a 63 grade. Here's a 58 grade, and they wanted $700 and took a best offer. Here is the same one with a 63 grade, and they wanted $750 and took a best offer. Here is two 15-cent fractional currency, wide margin. They're saying it's a proof bill. So that would be in the one, uncirculated then, wouldn't it? If it's a proof.
It didn't bring that much compared to.
Well, $620.
Yeah, but
that's for a 15-cent bill.
But I'm full.
I guess so. Here's a 10-cent fractional currency, green seal, graded 65, They were asking $600 and took a best offer. Here's a really small one. It's a 50-cent fractional currency note, second issue.
You think that's stamp size? Postage? It looks almost postage
Yeah,
stamp
that does
size.
look postage stamp size. Yeah, they wanted $585 and took a best offer on that, but it's still over $450. Here's a 1964A spinner 50-cent fractional. They were asking $500 and they got over $450 on it. Here's a one that's here's a 50-cent note. Now this is 1861. This was by the Hopewell Savings Bank issued, and that went for $450. So it wasn't even the United States one.
Tell you what, let's do. Take one more break, and then you can give us some more fractional currency, or you can jump over to the large size notes.
Okay. Well, we jump from the little ones to the big ones.
You think that'll work?
It works for me.
Should be on top of your header there too.
There you go.
Stay tuned to Thunder Radio for Let's Talk Antiques.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in, get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We're back on Thunder Radio with Let's Talk Antiques.
Hello.
Well, we've jumped from small to large.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Or large to small. Which one?
Small to large, I believe.
Okay. Hey, before you get started on those completed ones, here's a 1880 $1,000 bill. Now, if you got an extra $1,499,000, that's what they want for it. But I don't think- or best offer.
95 cents.
Or best offer.
Okay.
What do you think?
We could offer him something.
Yeah,
What's
just laying
what's your
around
idea? I'll do
somewhere.
that for
We
you.
probably wouldn't get much of a response.
Well,
from
if you
my
don't like
best
that
offer,
one,
though.
how about a $2 bill for $1.2 million?
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that one of those new $2 bills, or is that
No,
an old
that's
$2 bill?
1875.
Oh, okay. All right.
And if you don't really like that, how about 1914 $100 bill? You got the red seal. They just want 199. Well, say 200,000.
That's a sheet of 4 though.
Yeah, but 200,000.
Oh, okay. All right. So
What do you think?
that's what $5.
Okay.
Only $500 each, or no, not 50,000 each.
Yeah.
There, sorry. I can do my math. a
How'd
little
you
better
do in
than that.
math in school?
Apparently not that good from my first number there.
All right, so let's see what you got completed auction.
Okay.
Now these actually sold, right?
These are actually sold ones
Okay.
for large size notes. We're in the United States bills here too. This is a $100 1862 legal tender, a 15 grade. This is a super rare and heraldic spread eagle, United States silver note. $45,000 was the buy now on that one.
They might have brought more if he'd have put it up for auction.
Man, I tell you, maybe he was just figured he'd be happy if at 45,000. I
Heaven.
probably would have been too. Okay, here is a 1918 Chicago printed another 15 grade on this. It's a $500.
It's a $500 bill.
$500 bill, 1918. They wanted $15,750, and they got north of $11,000 or $12,000 for it.
Yeah.
Here is a $10 1870 National Gold Bank of San Francisco.
It's just a banknote
banknote.
A gold banknote, $10.
Graded a 20 grade. They wanted $12,750, and they got over $11,000 for it.
Ain't that amazing?
Here is a 1918 New York print $500 bill. It's a graded of a 20. They got $11,000 for the buy it now on that one.
So evidently a 20 and a 15 is pretty low grades, right?
I would assume
Because
so.
I'm looking at a 65 coming up here.
Well, I got a 65 on a $2 1896 silver certificate. This is a really pretty note. I remember seeing this one before. They were asking $11,250, and they got over $9,500 for it.
You know, it's a work of art, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
Here is a 1922 $1,000 gold certificate. It's grading of a 12. The buy it now on that was $9,500. So a $1,000 bill went for $9,500. That's not bad.
No. Pretty good ROI.
Yeah, yeah.
You got another one there.
Yeah, there's another one that's looks like the same guy. They didn't get they wanted $9,500, and they had to take a best offer because whoever had $9,500 had already spent it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. So you think he probably got 8,000 or so out of that
Or
next?
so.
I would say he probably got 9,200.
You think so?
That's my educated guess on.
Oh, so you're the one that sold them.
Yeah. Here's a 1896 $5 education note. It's graded of a 55. These are really pretty. I like these education notes. They asked $9,500, and they got over $8,000 for that. So it's a better return on your money for a $5 bill than a $1,000 bill there on that one. Of course, the grading from a 12 to a 55 makes a difference too. Here's an 1896 $1 silver certificate.
But it's a large size.
Large size. 65 for its grading. They were asking $8,500, and they got over $8,000 on it. So pretty close on that. It says spectacular rarity, an 1891 $50 silver certificate. This says this is the nicest one that we've ever seen. 29 bids on that went for $8,000. Man. Here is a $1 bill. A 1899 $1 silver certificate. Let's see. They were asking $7,600, and they got probably around $7,000. Looking from the thing on that, it was a graded of what was it graded? 40 grade on that.
Ain't that? I mean, you know, and believe it or not, some of these bills are still around, and some of these coins we talked about.
True.
Well, you know, our friend, he's got several of those silver dollars.
And let's see, a $20 Morgan. Let's see. I was thinking Tillman Morgan, 65 grade. They were asking $8,000 and got somewhere around $7,000 for that one. Graded 63.
That legal tender there that says Hamilton.
This one,
Oh, yeah.
1880 legal tender Hamilton $20 bill. It's a 67 grade. There were 32 people bid on that one and went for $6,700.
Was that Alexander Hamilton? Is that who's on it?
I believe. 1880. Here is a rare 1900 $10,000 gold certificate. 41 bids on that went for $6,100.
Okay, listen.
Do you have a $10,000 gold certificate?
No.
Okay.
Is that one of those from the
It
mint?
didn't hold its value very well.
Is that the mint?
It says rare without punch holes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I bet you that's one of those mint ones. See, that, you know, during the fire, a lot of that got thrown out of the mint, and people picked them up. And a lot of them was really burned real bad, but some of them actually were not burned.
Right.
So all that was a certificate to swap between mints and banks, I'd say. What's it say on the?
Let's see what we got on it. Auction is this rare uncanceled 1900 $10,000 gold note. Gives you the reserve number with the rare signature combination of Teehee and Burke. In our opinion, this mega rare note is strong, very fine, very crisp with no rips, tears, or pinholes. Features razor sharp edges, full margins, and excellent colors. These high denomination notes were used exclusively by the Treasury Department and Federal Reserve banks. These gold certificates were caught up in a fire, and the firemen threw them out the window of the mint, where people scrambled to grab the notes. About 95% of the notes were badly damaged or destroyed. Of the remaining 5% of existing notes, many are very low grade, and most are canceled, but they have holes punched in them. Please check out our other examples. This gorgeous example of a $10,000 gold certificate would fit any collection.
I'd like to have something like that, but I wouldn't want to pay $6,000. But look, guess what?
I'd rather pick it up on the street.
That's it.
Yeah.
Next time there's a fire, let's go to it. You know what I'm
Let's just run outside the reserve.
All right.
Fire sale.
Yeah. Now, that is a
Or
good
a giveaway.
definition of a fire sale, yeah. That would be. After the sale, wouldn't it? After the fire.
Have we already killed another hour?
We have.
I think so.
We're out of here.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let's Talk Antiques.